Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to The Athletic, Manchester United have met managerial candidates. It's believed Manchester United are working on the decision in the next couple of weeks. Mauricio Pochettino and Erik ten Hag are on Manchester United's short list. Now, in my recent video, I gave you some more news on Pochettino. Pochettino wants Tottenham Hotspur return. Before PSG, Pochettino endured a 5.5-year managerial tenure at Tottenham. Back in 2018, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final, and at one point he almost won the league when he was Tottenham manager. Tottenham made a bad mistake sacking him at the time. PSG director Leonardo recently said that Mauricio Pochettino has not asked to leave PSG. Pochettino is expected to leave PSG at the end of the season. His contract at PSG expires next year. He's been in charge of PSG for over a year. I think he has won a French Cup with them. Manchester United have held talks with Pochettino. Earlier on this season, reports from Spain said that Pochettino rejected Manchester United as he prefers a move to Real Madrid. Revert back to when Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho. Manchester United should have got Pochettino then, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. And Erik ten Hag, you know the news on him. Yesterday it said Erik ten Hag's chances of joining Manchester United are rising. Fabrizio Romano's revealed that Manchester United have started negotiations with Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag has told Ajax he wants to leave at the end of the season. Erik ten Hag has been learning English. Ten Hag has his heart set on a move to Manchester United. Ralph Rangnick wants Erik ten Hag to become Man United's next permanent manager. There's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. It would be good for Erik ten Hag to come and experience the Premier League. He's not yet managed in the Premier League. I think if he became Manchester United's next manager, he'd suit the strappings of the club, and I reckon he would be capable of winning trophies. You've got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. You know, he's developed the young players well. He's won a couple of Eredivisie titles with them. He's got Ajax to the Dutch Cup final, so could be winning another trophy. And revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. He's been the Ajax manager for over 4 years. Ajax appointed him in back in 2017. His contract expires next year. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before then, managed Bayern Munich's reserves. And before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. Not so long ago, it said that Carlo Ancelotti emerged as a candidate for Manchester United. Ancelotti was recommended by Sir Alex Ferguson. But I'm very sceptical that Ancelotti will become Man United's next permanent manager, because Real Madrid have said that they're more than happy with Ancelotti and they have no plans to part ways with Ancelotti. Luis Enrique is being mentioned a lot as well. Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. 4 permanent managers have been sacked since Ferguson, even though Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. Managers were sacked since Ferguson. We sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and last year Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ralph Rangnick, he wants the permanent Man United job. If Rangnick gets us a top 4 finish this season, and if he was to win the Champions League, then there'd be a very good chance he'd land the Man United job on a permanent basis. Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for 3 months. He's Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season, then he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. Rangnick's managed nearly 20 games in all competitions as Manchester United's interim manager. He's only lost 2 games so far. He's only lost 1 game in the Premier League, so I reckon Rangnick has done a good job. Rangnick's a very good coach. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's German, and the vast majority of German coaches are very good. Unfortunately, Rangnick did not get backed in the January transfer window, and he actually got promised at the first he was going to get backed. Man United endured a very disappointing January transfer window because Man United didn't make any signings. We should have let Lingard and Henderson leave, but we blocked their exits, and we had the incident with Mason Greenwood towards the end of January. On the other side of things, Man United let around 8 players leave in January. Earlier on this season, Rangnick recommended Ewan Sharping as an assistant coach and analyst. He also recommended Chris Armisen as an assistant coach, and he recommended Saz Chalenzin as a sports psychologist. And the other week, Rangnick was alongside Paul Mitchell. Paul Mitchell is at Monaco. In the summer of this year, I'm expecting Manchester United to make signings. In the summer, Man United will try and sign a striker and a midfielder. On the other side of things, I'm expecting a lot of players to leave the club in the summer. Well, I heard up to 11 players could be leaving Man United in the summer. So the players who I think will leave in the summer, I'm expecting Edinson Cavani to leave. Cavani's been linked with a move to Brazil. He's also been linked with a move to La Liga. Earlier on this season, it said Edinson Cavani is expected to leave as a free agent in the summer. His contract at Manchester United expires in the summer. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Cavani's just recovered from a groin injury. He's now available. Rangnick's confirmed. But Rangnick said that Edinson Cavani is not ready to start against Manchester City tomorrow, so he will start on the bench. Jesse Lingard, he'll also leave Manchester United in the summer. Jesse Lingard should have left in January, like I've already mentioned so many times. Lingard is out of contract at Man United in the summer. Lingard doesn't get in the team, but surprisingly he started against Leeds at Ellen Road. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time. He risen up our academy in that. Ronaldo, there's a good chance that he'll leave Manchester United in the summer, especially if Manchester United fail to finish in the top four. Man United have already said that they'll allow Cristiano Ronaldo to leave. Rangnick wants to replace Ronaldo with Ashiman. Ralph Rangnick has major doubts about Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo is out of form. He's only scored 1 goal in his last 10 games. The last goal Ronaldo scored was the 2-0 win against Brighton, but prior to the Brighton game at Old Trafford, Ronaldo didn't score in his last 6 games. Rangnick has faith to start Ronaldo tomorrow against Man City. Ronaldo is the best player in the world overall. He's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Since Ronaldo re-signed for Manchester United, he's scored 15 goals in all competitions. He's got over 800 goals in his career. Manchester United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million with add-ons included. He wears a number 7 shirt and his contract at Manchester United expires next year. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives nearly £500,000 a week, so reflecting on that, he's the highest earner at Man United at the moment. Juan Mata, I'm expecting him to leave in the summer. Mata's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Mata doesn't really get in the team. Well, he lost his place in the team a while ago. Juan Mata has had a good career at Manchester United. He's made 277 appearances in all competitions and he's scored 51 goals. He's been at Manchester United for 8 years. So reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Manchester United got Mata from Chelsea back in 2014. Got him for 37.1 million. Donny van der Beek and Martial, I'm expecting them to leave permanently in the summer at the moment. Van der Beek's out on loan with Everton and Martial's out on loan with Sevilla. Matic, I'm expecting him to leave the club in the summer. Matic doesn't really get in the team well. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but he's the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got at the moment. Matic did play against Watford last time out, and to be fair, he put an impressive performance out. Not so long ago, he had a shin injury. Matic has been at Manchester United for over 4 years. We got him from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. Pogba, good chance he'll be leaving the club in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. Pogba wants £500,000 a week if he's to sign a new contract at Man United. Earlier on this season, it said Pogba is open to Premier League offers if he leaves Man United this summer, but there again it said Pogba would be open to staying at Man United beyond the end of his contract. Pogba has a good relationship with Rangnick. Pogba's done well in the vast majority of his games since he recovered from injury, but there again he's been poor in his last 2 games. He is injury prone, this Pogba, because he's endured quite a few injuries since he re-signed for the club. Manchester United paid £89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive sign at the moment, and this season has been his 6th season at Man United since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and he's played over 200 games since he re-signed. Don't forget, we had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. I'm expecting Jones and Bailly to leave in the summer because they don't really get in the team. Man United could look to sell Harry Maguire in the summer because Harry Maguire is not good enough to represent the club. Like I updated you recently, he said Harry Maguire has been upsetting his Man United teammates. Man United players have questioned Harry Maguire's place in the team. Harry Maguire didn't play any part against Watford, he was dropped. Earlier on this season, Rangnick confirmed that Maguire will remain Man United's captain until the end of the season. But obviously there's been a lot of Man United fans demanding for the captaincy to be taken off Maguire. Maguire's been at Manchester United over 2 years now, and he's endured a few injuries since he came, and we overpaid for him. We got Maguire for 80 million, so he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club behind Pogba. We could sell Juan Mata in the summer as well. He's not good enough to represent the club, and he's not our first choice right back under Rangnick Delawes. There again though, Bissaka's played the last few games, and to be fair, Bissaka's been impressive. But it doesn't change my perception on him. Defensively, most of the time he's good, but it's the attacking side of his game that isn't good. You know, we got Bissaka from Crystal Palace. Man United paid around £50 million for him. Do you reckon Tellez and Delors will leave in the summer? Because they've been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation before. You know, Tellez and Delors, though, have appeared to be our first choice fullbacks under Rangnick, and they've both been impressive under Rangnick, to be fair. And I'm expecting Dean Henderson to leave in the summer, because Dean Henderson's our second choice goalkeeper, doesn't really get in goal. Because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Henderson has only made 3 appearances this season. Revert back towards the end of last season though, Henderson got that number 1 jersey, and he did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. And he's got that experience behind him because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield, and he's had other loan spells before with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. Henderson's under contract to Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. So there you go. You know, Manchester United have not been the same team since Ferguson retired, and a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired, which obviously it has done. You know, we've got to accept that no one's going to replicate what Ferguson did at the club. You know, Ferguson was the greatest manager of all time. You know, he brought success to Manchester United. He won 30-odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, but he didn't settle in straight away, Ferguson, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Alex Ferguson was at Manchester United for 26 years. So reflecting on that, he was a long-serving manager. Alex Ferguson retired almost 10 years ago. The only mistake Ferguson made when he retired was recommending David Moyes in, but the reasons he did that is because they were both Scottish, and at that point, you know, Ferguson had a lot of time for Moyes. You know, in the last 10 years, Man United have only won 4 trophies. You know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. In the last 10 years, Man United have spent over 1.3 billion. You know, we've brought over 40-odd players in since Ferguson retired, and let me put into the equation, you know, none of this squad's Rangnick's. You know, Rangnick's inheriting players who other managers have brought in. So obviously when Moyes was United manager, he brought 2 players in. You know, Van Gaal brought around 15, 16 players in. Mourinho recommended 11 players into the club when he was United manager. And Solskjaer brought around 14 players in. We've got 2 players here from the Ferguson era, that's Jones and De Gea. I hate the way the football club's been run for a long time. Like I've said time and time again, we need to get the Glazers out of the club because they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 16.5 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. Earlier on this year, Richard Arnold became Man United's new chief executive. He replaced Ed Woodward. It was good news from Man United perspective that Ed Woodward stepped down because Woodward was one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. He was accountable for our poor recruitment. Woodward was at Manchester United for 17 years. Anyway, as you all know, Manchester United play Man City tomorrow at the Etihad, 4:30 kick-off. It is the Manchester derby. I'll be on tomorrow for my reaction to that game, and then after that I'll be giving you my play rating. So take care, God bless, see you all again very soon.